Alexa, off. All right, guys. So, haven't made a video in a while because I thought it was bullshit. Don't know if I can say that, but I said it. Done. Yeah, I don't know. My first couple videos, I was trying it out. Didn't really have the time and didn't like what I was doing. Felt like it was amateur, which, because I am, right? More like rookie, I guess. I don't know. But I'm here to make another video. I didn't even think about what I was going to say. Like, why would I? You know what I mean? Like, I've been sitting here bored all day. It's 5 o'clock. I just thought, well, I'd make a video of me dancing. But then I was like, well, that's stupid. I don't want to do that. Well, I've been trying to find, libertarian movies on Netflix and whatnot. I watched, The Outlaw, Josie Wells or Josie, whatever it's called, with Clint Eastwood or whatever. That was pretty dope. I don't know. I wanted to, with everything going on in the markets right now, I kind of wanted to get back into doing this, because I've been watching them since probably just before October when everything started going to crap. But yeah, I mean, everybody that when I'm scrolling through YouTube videos and listening to people out of work, or I mean, out of my house and out at work and anywhere else, they just want to blame Trump. They want to say, oh, Trump because he did the trade war, because he's this, that, and that, and most of the time it's because it's just Trump. But yeah, sure. Did the trade war have something to do with it? Maybe. Probably not too much. I mean, we've had tariffs for a long time. The trade war might just be making people less optimistic, maybe. But when it comes to this market crashing, when did it start? Well, kind of after the Fed started hiking rates. I think it's fair to say. But yeah, I mean, we got trade war. We got spending bills being passed, but that never made the markets go down before. That makes them go up, right? Because it creates an artificial boom when they pump all this money into the economy. Just like keeping interest rates low stimulates the economy because everybody goes out and borrows and spends their money. Because why would you save it? You put in a bank, you save $1,000 a year, but then once you got $5,000, you're buying less than when you could have, what you could have bought when you first had it. So savings kind of depletes and no one does it. Unless you're buying silver, like me. I think I made a video about it a while ago. Got to get some more here coming up. But, I mean, why would you save cash right now? Especially now. I mean, I'm hoping to get my money out of the bank before this, completely goes to crap. Hopefully I can. Because obviously if you do it after the fact, you're not going to get your money. They're probably, they might give you some if you're there first. But people are already going to be pulling out other ways, and you're going to go to try to get your cash, and it's probably not going to happen. But because there's people probably already pulling money out now, and I mean they don't even have that much money in the bank, so the odds of you being able to go after the fact and get, what are you going to leave work? You could, probably get away with it, but I don't know. But back to like what's really causing this. Sure, like I said, the trade war and what Trump's doing probably doesn't help, but it's the interest rates that created the problem, and it's the interest rates that are gonna finish what it created, which is a huge freaking bubble. If you don't know, if you're watching this, I don't know how you would stumble across one of my videos, because yeah, but if you did and you don't know what creates these bubbles or what creates these huge problems where all of a sudden one day or 1 year the markets the whole economy just completely collapses. Well, that doesn't happen in a normal free market where everybody privately owns their things and does what they want with those things. Now this happens when governments or the federal or central banks, when they take ownership of everything and start controlling everything and doing what they want with everything, because they control everything. If each individual person controlled their own property, you would have bubbles here and there, and you would have mistakes in the economy where bankruptcies happen, but it wouldn't be this big old thing because it'd be different everywhere. Every little area, every little community would be different because of all the people doing their own thing with their own property. But now everybody has to kind of do the same thing because of these regulations and what the Fed's doing and where they're putting the money and who they're giving money to. It's all controlled now. All the banks, why do they all go bankrupt? Well, because they all have to follow the same rules. So there's not going to be a bank that, oh, hey, I survived the crisis because I did this and that, because doing this and that would have been illegal. So that's why we get these big, massive bubbles, is because the Federal Reserve controlling interest rates, which the market should do, because savings and borrowing all is supply and demand. If there's a huge supply of savings, then the demand for money will be, if the demand for money increased with the supply, then it would stay equal. But if the supply increases and demand stays kind of the same, or if supply increases, then to bring that demand to the savings, they will lower the rates so the demand comes in and they can borrow cheaper because there's more of the savings. Right now, don't know if you knew this, I don't know anybody who's got savings. I'm lucky. I'm one of the few that actually save money and do what you should do. I was watching this guy on TV the other day. He says, when the economy is good, people spend their money. Okay? And he said that's a good thing. And then he said, and when the economy is bad, people save their money for the rainy day. You catch that? How weird that you catch that? I mean, if you know anything about economics, you probably caught that. He said, when the economy is good, people spend their money. Okay, they don't save, they spend their money. When the economy is bad, or it's raining on the good day, it was a good day, so I was spending my money. Now it's raining. Now I'm going to save my money for a rainy day. Blue, you get that? Just so you know who I'm talking to. But yeah. What? Okay. The way it should work. I mean, it doesn't. Like I said. I mean, technically today it's a sunny day. I mean, well, it's snowing out, but it's dark. But if it's a sunny time in the economy. So what am I doing? I'm saving every cent I can for that rainy day. That's what makes sense, right? Hey, when it's great out, when the economy's great, people aren't spending, people are saving. That's why it's great. Everybody's saving. Everybody's got all these savings. It's great. No one has savings. And when the rainy day comes, they won't have any savings. So why would they save? They're not going to save. They're going to spend what they have, which is nothing. So I don't get what the guy was talking about. He was stupid. And then the inflation part, we know it's common knowledge in the Mises area, that in the Mises world, inflation is the expansion of the money supply, but, he doesn't know that. Most people don't. So he said inflation was rising prices, but it doesn't make sense why prices would just rise. How do they just rise? How would they just rise? Oh, we got inflation at 2%. It's just, that's what it is. And that's not good enough. That shouldn't be good enough for anybody. When someone ever hears someone say, oh, inflation is rising prices, I'll be like, you dude, what do you mean? That's just rising prices. That's all it is. And I want to find out why the prices are rising. What are you going to tell me? They're probably going to say something like, oh, because minimum wage increased. It's like, dude, no, that's minimum wage is increasing because inflation. So what are you talking about? Inflation picks up because, well, when let's go back to the Mises. What I like to, inflation picks up, prices start to rise, so therefore people want higher wages. And then people get higher wages, and prices keep rising, and it's just a cycle. So we need to stop looking at the effects of inflation and of this money printing and of low interest rates. We're looking at the effects, trying to fix the effects and give aspirin to someone that has a headache, when it's like, no, we got to drink some water, or we got to drink something that's healthy. Maybe we got to eat some food. Like, you got a headache, you take an aspirin. Do you fix the headache? No, you just don't feel the headache. That's what we do with all this. We get a recession, we get a headache, recession, and we just say, oh, well, let's just give it some money. Let's give it some debt. When debt was the problem, you just give it debt, more debt, and it'll cover the problem. You won't feel it. You might. Some people still will, but they won't feel it as bad as they would have. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep making this a regular thing. Probably be at like 7:30 at night. Well, no, 7:30 at night. Probably get home, take a shower, and then try to make a video real quick. But I'm going to try to keep up with the news. Let's try to keep the comments civil. If you tell me I'm stupid, that's fine. Dealt with it my whole life, so I've always liked it, honestly. But, what I want to see in the comments is, tell me I'm fucking awesome. No, I'm just kidding. Talk to each other, maybe leave a comment that someone else can come and comment, or I'll comment. If you think you know less than I do, which I don't know too much, but I've read a lot of books, and I got to keep reading, and I look up on the Mises website and other websites, and I'm always on YouTube, or maybe you know more than me, and you can tell me something in the comment section. That's what I want. I want conversation. I want to know people, because, man, all we're going to have is people when this all goes to shit, and you want people on your side. You don't want to be a loner, because you're going to be lonely, and, well, you're going to get robbed. All right, guys. I guess that's it. Buy some silver if you want to. I can't recommend anything. I could probably recommend it, but I can't tell you what to do. I would buy some silver if it was me, which I'm going to here soon. No, I mean, if you can get gold, hell, get gold. But who's that rich, right? Shoot. All right. Let's talk about the plan real quick. This is about 12 minutes, but we can do a 15-minute real quick. So I just found out, this has been a while since I guess this has been going on, but there's this Q thing was going on. And I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you guys think about Q and the plan. I think if the plan was real, I think Trump would do a better job of letting people know that there was a plan. Now, sure, I guess the whole part of the plan is that the deep state don't know about the plan, but if I know about the plan, then the deep state must be that pretty darn stupid to not know about the plan if there was one. If there was a plan, I think Trump should have stuck with what he said when he was a candidate, which made me vote for him. He should have stuck with the unemployment rate is fake, and that we're probably around 30%. He should have stuck with, the market's in a bubble, the whole economy's in a bubble. He should have stuck with that. He said, he didn't say the economy, I don't think, but I know he said the stock market was in a bubble. He should have stuck with that and been saying, hey, look, the bubble's getting bigger. And every time a record high hit, the bubble's getting bigger. The bubble's getting bigger. Look, they're flowing this easy money into the markets. We need to cut it off, cut this easy money off, because it's destroying the middle class. It's destroying this country. So let's cut off that. And then he should have did all that. And then what? Because, he's going to lose either way. If I'm hearing the plan is to destroy the central bank, right? To get rid of the Fed. Well, how do you get rid of the Fed? By telling the Fed that they need to lower interest rates to keep the Fed going. Now he's saying he's trying to get the Fed blamed, right? The Q is trying to say the Fed is going to get blamed for destroying the economy because they're keeping interest rates, they're raising them. Well, that could backfire pretty bad if we go into a recession and, Trump says, well, I told you. So what do? Well, we slash interest rates. Let's go negative. Because obviously raising interest rates is bad and crashes economies. So we got to just go negative. Hell, we might as well go negative 100, right? I don't know. This plan, if it was real, I think Trump would know it. and he'd do a better job at letting people know that there's a plan. I just don't. I don't know, because he's got to know. He said it when he's a candidate. What changed? What made him go from unemployment's fake to unemployment's real and lowest it's ever been? What is making him do it? I don't know. Who knows? And I heard something about the tariffs, that he was doing it to make retailers stock their stores up with supplies. Sure, maybe. I guess that's possible, but I don't. You know what, guys? Tell me what you think about Q and this plan, and if you think it's real. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I'm not saying I believe it, because I'm not saying I don't believe it, because sure, it's definitely possible, because Trump, he said unemployment was fake. He said the stock market's in a bubble. So he knows this stuff. He knows this. I really do believe he wants to make this country great. So that's possible. Other than that, I don't know what would make the plan real. And I won't say the plan is real, because Trump is not giving me enough proof for it to be real. Like I said, if he came out right now, if he came out tomorrow and he stood on a stage and he said, all right, guys, I've been lying to you. I've been trying to do this because the deep state's on my ass and I'm about to raise him. He can do it so quick, right? I guess, the plan could be real, guys, but not giving me enough proof to make me believe. So pulling out of Syria. Hey, let's talk about that. Pulling out of Syria, pulling out of Afghanistan. That's really great. I was talking to this old man at work. He goes, you can't, anybody that's anti-Trump, he can't do nothing right. Trump can't do anything right. No matter what he does, he could do, he could give money to all, he could freaking start a social program that he could do universal health care. He could do any of that. He won't get their support. I'm telling you, he could probably make free healthcare and he wouldn't get their support, because they would say something like, oh, yeah, but he's got this, this, and this in this free healthcare program, so he's bad. It's like you can't even argue with them. You can't tell them anything. I'm not a Trump supporter, not anymore. I still think sometimes he does he's pulling out of Syria and Afghanistan. You got to give the guy credit where credit's due. I'm not going to sit here and, I support Trump and everything he does, because if you support any president and everything he does, then you're dumb. Straight up, I'm going to say it. You're dumb. I could give you any president in the history of this country has done something bad. You could probably even find something that Thomas Jefferson did that probably wasn't good. Probably, he had a slave or something. He had slaves, so that was bad. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that you could find. Like, that's why you should not, if you wholeheartedly support a president, then you're probably not thinking straight. You're probably just being, you're just going with the flow, not thinking for yourself, because I support some of Trump's decisions. I don't support Trump as a whole and everything he does. But I don't know. You say anything good about Trump, though, and bang, you must be a Trump supporter and you're a Nazi, right? You fucking Nazi. All right, guys. I'm ending this here now. I'll be back sometime in the week. Maybe do a video twice a week. We'll see. Every day would be cool, but maybe every day. We'll see how the markets go tomorrow and the next day. And if they're, if they keep, we've had way too many down days to not be worried right now. I think we've had like 11 or 12 straight red days. There might have been some positive days in there, but when I'm looking at, my graphs and my charts, I'm looking at from open to close. So I got, like 13 red days. That's where the market closed lower than it opened. So, well, that's it. That's it. I'm done. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.